Hello investors everywhere, Adam Hewison here with your market report for Friday the 6th of September. Well, I'm afraid it's going to be an all Syrian headache of a weekend. That's all we're going to hear about. And unfortunately, it's sort of dragging the market down and it's overriding a lot of other things, good things that are happening in the market. So let's get started to see how these markets are closing up for the week. So moving on to our portfolio, we'll start with crude oil. The crude oil is the big mover. All our triangles are green. We've been bullish on this market for some time now. If we look at the chart, you can see it's a very positive day here. If we can see this market close over 110, it's very close to that level now, 109.94, it's going to be a very, very good close. The highest close we've seen in this particular contract of crude oil, which is October, is 110.13. So anything over 110.13 will be a new high close. Remember, we look at the new highs, weekly highs, and this is closing very well for the weekly. If we just throw a weekly chart on here, you'll see. You see, look at this close. This is going to be the highest weekly close we've seen. And again, it's an all Syrian weekend. Our trade triangles are plus 90, very strong upward trend. The parabolic, everything is working on this market. We expect this market to be moving higher next week. Moving on to our next market, which is the Dow. You can see actually the Dow is up over 1%, 1.12% right now. And it seems to be setting itself up a little bit to maybe have a little bit more of a counter trend rally. The big bullet point there is 15,100. If it goes over that level, we want to be back in. Right now we're on the sidelines because our trade triangles tell us that's the best place to be. And it certainly has been. We've taken all the risk out of this market by being on the sidelines. And that's because we have a red weekly trade triangle. Moving on to our next market, the S&P 500. You can see this is also performing very well, up 1.7% so far for the week. We have a plus 75, still not clear. We want to see this market turn around. I think there's a good chance we'll see it turn around perhaps next week. And if that's the case, if we see a move over the 1670 level, then we'll want to get involved with being long this market. So it's not that far away. So let's watch that very closely next week. Now moving on to our next market, and that's the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is actually doing very well. It's up the most of all the indices, up 2.17%. And this is going to be a nice close for the weekend. If we put our close only chart on, you can see it's actually beginning to look really nice. If we close over this week, which was 3,592, I think we're in good shape to see this market do much better. Actually make that 3,656, I beg your pardon. So we're still higher. If we close here, it's going to be a nice close for the week, and it'll be a second highest close you've seen here. So it looks like it wants to go higher, and it's being helped in large part by the tech stocks. And that's one thing we'll talk about quickly. But gold has been a real disappointment. This is a weekly candlestick chart of gold, and as you can see, we're down again this week, down about 0.6%. Not a big move, but it's not going up given all the incredible, difficult circumstances we're seeing in the world today. So this we think will be a bigger market in 2014, but right now we think it's just building this big base to actually propel itself higher in 2014. There are some positives. Obviously, the MACD is oversold and it's really turned up. And also, you do have our intermediate weekly trend positive on gold. Longer term, still red and negative. So moving on to the euro. We talked about the euro coming back down to a support area, the dollar running into resistance, and we've sort of done that. We got down to a 50% retracement. And of course, we're down today, only 0.37% for the week, but it's still a negative. So again, we're seeing this market come back. I think we'll take another challenge, the 133, 134 level before it's all over. But for now, some of the comments by Mario Draghi were a little bit disappointing for the European economy, but nonetheless, the dollar can switch around and go back to the 134 level in our opinion. So moving on to Facebook, this is something to look at this weekend. This is a new high, super close. This market's going to be higher next week than Monday and Tuesday, I'm sure of it. So it looks like on the 52-week high rule, you want to be a buyer today if it closes at or close to its highs, and then take profits on the opening on Tuesday. The next market we're going to be looking at is going to be Apple. You know we like Apple. This is a big, strong move up here. And let me just show you what we're looking at here on Apple. And that is, we're going to see, we've seen the big move up here like this. This is what we call a flag formation. Next week, we expect it to penetrate on the upside. and I think we'll get this market moving up to the 550, 560. Remember, next week, September 10th, big announcement in the US, and September 11th, big announcement in China. Now, I don't think Apple would be making an announcement saying they're not going to do anything with China Mobile. I think they've got a deal in hand. I think that's the reason we have the gold iPhones coming out, because it'll be very big in the China market. And I think that's going to propel Apple to these levels. All the trade triangles are positive, and we expect this market to move higher. Hey, I'm Adam Hewison. Let's move on. The Syrian thing is obviously a problem for everybody here in America still, and hopefully it'll pass and we won't see any bloodshed spilled. So have a somber and safe weekend. I'll see you Monday.
You can find Adam Hewison as a regular contributor on Bloomberg, Business News Network, CNBC, and Fox Business News.